The Honest Woodcutter and the River Fairy. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village at the edge of a vast forest, there lived a poor woodcutter named Haroun. He was a simple man with no riches, no land and no treasures to his name. His cottage was small, his clothes patched and his meals plain, yet he carried one thing in abundance: honesty. Every morning, before the sun painted the skies in gold, Haroun would shoulder his old iron axe, worn smooth from years of use, and wander into the forest. There he would cut wood with patient hands and carry the heavy bundle on his back to the market. He earned only a few coins each day, just enough for bread, some vegetables, and oil for his lamp. Despite his hardships, he never cheated a customer, never took more wood than he needed, and never complained about his poverty. One summer's day, the air was thick with heat, and the forest rang with the songs of cicadas. Haroun wiped the sweat from his brow and went to chop wood near a wide, glimmering river. As he raised his axe high, his tired hands slipped, and, splash, the axe tumbled from his grip and sank into the deep waters. Haroun gasped, his heart sinking with it. "My axe!" he cried. "Oh, merciful heavens, that was my only tool, my only breadwinner. How will I work now? How will I live?" He sat by the riverbank, burying his face in his rough hands, and wept bitterly. His tears rippled into the river, and the air grew suddenly still. Then, with a sound like silver bells ringing, the waters began to shimmer. From the depths arose a radiant figure, a fairy clothed in flowing robes of water and light. Her hair gleamed like moonlight, and in her hands she carried an axe that shone brighter than the sun. "O sorrowful woodcutter," she spoke in a voice soft as the river's song, "why do you weep so?" Haroun, startled yet humble, bowed low and explained, "Good fairy, my iron axe fell into this river. It is all I possess to earn my daily bread. Without it, I am ruined." The fairy smiled and held up the gleaming weapon in her hands. "Is this the axe you lost?" she asked. The axe was pure gold, its blade dazzling, its handle carved with jewels. Haroun shook his head at once. "No, good fairy, that axe is not mine. I am but a poor man. Such a treasure could never belong to me." The fairy vanished for a moment and then returned, this time holding a silver axe, brighter than the stars. "Perhaps this is yours?" she asked kindly. Again Haroun bowed his head. "No, noble fairy, that too is not mine. My axe was plain, made only of iron, worn and simple, yet it was mine, and it served me well." The fairy's eyes sparkled with delight. She dipped her hand into the river one last time and drew forth a battered, rusted, old iron axe, the very one Haroun had lost. "Is this the axe you seek?" Haroun's face lit up and he clutched it to his chest. Yes, this is my axe. Thank you, kind fairy, for returning what was mine." The fairy's smile grew brighter than the river itself. "You are an honest man, Haroun. Many would have claimed the golden or silver axe for themselves, but you chose truth over wealth. As a reward for your honesty, I grant you all 3 axes, the gold, the silver, and your humble iron one." At first Haroun was overwhelmed. He tried to refuse the treasures, saying, "I need only what I have earned, nothing more." But the fairy insisted, "Take them, for your heart is pure, and the world must know that honesty is never without reward." With gratitude beyond words, Haroun bowed deeply and carried the 3 axes back to his village. Word spread quickly about his fortune. But when envious men of the village tried to trick the fairy by throwing their own axes into the river, they lied when she asked them. Each claimed the golden axe as his own. The fairy, angered by their greed, vanished and left them with nothing, sometimes even without their original tool. From that day forward, Haroun lived with comfort, sharing his blessings with the needy and helping his fellow villagers. Yet he never grew proud or greedy. He continued to chop wood with his old iron axe, keeping the silver and golden ones safe as tokens of the fairy's gift. Moral of the story: honesty is more valuable than gold or silver. Wealth gained by deceit will vanish, but truth and integrity bring blessings beyond measure. If you like my story, please like, comment, and subscribe.